For me, I love science, and in 2013, I came across The Men Who Killed Kennedy that had aired on the History Channel before as a series of documentaries, and uploads were on YouTube that I watched some of. Every now and then I would revisit them, and I must have been confused as to why they even existed, because science exposes reality, and I thought of course there was no conspiracy to kill the president and Oswald had done it, because that is what we are taught. One day I was watching one of them and I became horrified when I realized I was actually listening to what really happened. I worked for a month trying to find out as much as I could about the assassination. I used Bandicam to record a small section of Kennedy being shot, and I saw that Jackie moved forward in a jerking motion as if the tampering of the Zapruder film was hastily modified with pathetic attempts at making it seem like he had been hit from behind. His movement in the headshot has his elbow go up and his head go back and to the left, and he was shot from the front. I don't know if it was a simultaneous shot from the grassy knoll and a storm drain ahead of him, but a man dressed as a policeman behind the picket fence did shoot at the president from the grassy knoll. To move on from the assassination for a moment, I had no idea who can have people in the FBI to have it corrupt, have influence over the media, etc. I looked up some of the Rothschilds in an image search and wondered, are these people in any position of power? It was a crazy time as the truth movement was raging strong, and I didn't even know it existed. I learned from Karen Hudds, a World Bank whistleblower, about the Vatican and the Jesuits. I quickly learned a lot about the Jesuit order and a crazy criminal power structure that exists today. I didn't know shills existed and realized Alex Jones was one after listening to him for a month. Bill Cooper helped expose him with Alex Jones' Y2K frantic nonsense broadcasts. Towards the end of the truth movement around 2020, I had already been sending people DVDs and later flash drives for free, and I witnessed the truth movement be destroyed. I don't really get much obvious evidence anymore. The war on terror was staged globally. Some events like 9/11 and the Oklahoma City bombing did have a lot of people killed. But there have been a flood of fake events involving law enforcement where people aren't actually being killed, like the Boston bombing, many mass shootings, and other fraudulent events. We live in a parasitic system, and because of the thousands of years of how we got here and why things are the way they are, I guess it was going to be this way anyway. I'm sorry things are so bad. I would love to join what you have available and listen. I was listening to a video I downloaded with you, your husband, and I believe a man named Mike Stone as I was trying to sleep, and I thought I'd check my email. James Corbett covered Rockefeller, and I was aware of the claim of Rockefeller medicine years back, but listening to his documentary again as I tried to sleep just made the situation hit home so hard this time. I am aware that the HIV virus doesn't exist and it is a massive fraud. I'm aware of the CDC bullshit and the coronavirus hoax. In the truth movement in 2014, there was great concern as to why some of the Ebola scare was staged in the media, and although I don't believe the Ebola virus exists, I don't know what the actual situation is in regards to that. I was just proofreading some of this message from the top, and I also made horrific mistakes in the truth movement. I was wrong when I was trying to prove NASA was a fraud, and it had consequences in the truth movement. The whole situation was a huge mess, and a lot of great people would keep attacking each other eventually, even though we were all on the same side and making mistakes. And the issue of the obvious shills like Alex Jones and Davidic ECT, you never know who is trying to purposely hurt the truth movement. I'm really interested in medical fraud at the moment, and I am not a smart person, but I might learn something new. I would love to listen to what you have to present. I listened to this subject for years because of the COVID-19 scam, but I was never able to expose it myself.